What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody, man? You already know it's your boy, Uncle P. CMPradio.net, man. It's the only internet radio station in the city, right? The only station that plays music, right? Okay, right. That's what we do. But I want to talk to you about this summer, man. This summer we had a very great class of interns come through the radio station. I had 8 scholars from CCSA come through here, work with me, help me for Fusion Fridays, allow me to drop some gems on them, on life, on dreaming, on wanting more from themselves. And, you know, they held me accountable to some things and I held them accountable to some things. But I just wanted to show you all the things that they've been doing. And hopefully we see the importance of our children talking to us, right? The beauty in their thoughts is that they're not scorned, or they shouldn't be. And if they are, we can help them get through that as well. But majority of their visions, majority of the things that they see are a representation of what we show them. Right? What we show them, what we tell them, what they hear from us. So if you hear anything that sounds a little bit skewed, just understand that we might have to do a better job. Right? And don't take it to heart. Right? They're children, they're youth, and youth can be molded to excel. Right. So you know who I am, right? I'm always talking about who I am, right? I'm the city optimist. I see optimism where I once saw pessimistic, whatever, that word. Yep. Where I once saw that, I now see optimism. I now see hope. I now see a brighter future, right? And to be able to see that, you have to be able to work with that. Right. So, the children came through. They recorded 2 podcasts. I have one exceptional student, Ja-Neen Slaughter. She created a podcast, and that is Speak the Change, Lead with Heart. On this podcast, she interviews several nonprofit organizations in the area. Right. So Fusion Friday gave her an opportunity to talk to other nonprofits and see how they work and how they were put together. So far, I think you've done how many? 3? 4 interviews with nonprofits, and we're going to air those very soon. And then the other podcast I did with the young boys is Voices of the Next Generation, right? Damaj, who is a football player, Tavion, who is a student, a scholar, and Zayon, right, who used to play football, who's not playing football right now, but is a very good kid, right, with leadership potential written all over him, right? And yeah, they did that, and I just enjoyed talking to them and seeing them enjoy being in front of the microphone, right? Some were a little uncomfortable, but that comes with it, right? And we have to excuse that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get into this. We're going to play not their podcast. I did another questionnaire with them before the end of their work with me, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can take something from it. And listen, I'm going to put the camera back on me, right? Because if you feel that there is something I'm not doing, if you feel like I could do more, if you feel like you could help me, please don't hesitate to call me, right? I always drop my number, 484-802-2383. Call me. Let's work together. Let's get this done, right? Because opening the doors of communication for our children allows them to grow, right? Understanding that growth is necessary for everyone, right? When we keep our children bottled up in a corner and we just let them do whatever they want to do, things grow wild weeds, right? So let's cultivate. Let's grow. Let's keep thinking and hoping for a better future. CMPradio.net, man. You know it's your boy Uncle P, man. This is the Cultivating Mature Positivity podcast, and we are about to take a deep dive with the children.
All right, my name Tavion, and we here to interview an 11th grade student named Xavion. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
And we're just going to ask you a couple questions. First question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself in trade school.
Okay. Uh, the next question is, what career or life goals are important to you right now?
Uh, Life goal that's important to me right now: graduating school, making money, and just helping my family out.
Okay. Third question is, who has been the biggest influence in your life and why?
I say my mom and my sister, because no matter what, they always there for me.
Okay. Um, what's one thing you learned from a mistake you made?
Something I learned from a mistake is everything take patience and practice.
Mm-hmm. And the last question is, if you could give your younger self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Uh, I tell my younger self, never give up, and just be patient.
Okay. So we just gonna wrap it up here. Thank you, Xavion, for your time. Peace.
It's Xavier, and today we will be interviewing Xavier. You ready?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself in college or a trade working the major that I choose to work in or choose to follow.
What motivates you to keep going when things get tough?
Something that motivates me to keep going is my family and my friends.
Are there any classes or programs you wish your school offered?
I just wish our school offered like more hands-on stuff so we can get a better look at it before like graduating.
What's the most important lesson school has taught you so far?
Um, to keep going and to never give up.
What's one thing you've learned from a mistake you made?
Just don't go down that same path. Go a different route.
And that's all 5 questions. We out.
All right.
All right, today we're here with GP. We about to ask him some questions. All right, introduce yourself, GP.
So my name JP. I'm a student at CCSA, and I'm at the CMP Radio.
All right, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Over the next 5 years, definitely somewhere graduating high school, starting my business, and living life with the guys.
If you could create a dream job, what would it look like?
A dream job, starting my clothing brand, and having all my guys working with me.
Who has been the biggest influence in your life and why?
My biggest influence in my life, I'd probably name like definitely like my dad and my everyday friends, people I hang around on a day-to-day basis, because we all on the same motive, trying to get some money. So
I feel like how would you define a leader?
somebody who stand on their morals, respect, loyalty, and stay the same no matter who around.
Do you think leadership is something you're born with or something you can learn? Why?
Leadership, definitely some maybe probably taught growing up, cause everybody don't just show true leadership. Probably some you got feel
Learn
me
over
grow
the
up
years.
around and get shown and had the confidence to be a leader.
I feel that. All right, well, that's it. That's all the questions I'm going to be asking you today.
All right,
Thank
that's
you
all
for
five.
having me.
All right, man.
CMPradio.net, man. You already know it's your boy Uncle P, and I'm sitting here with Ja-Neen Slaughter, a 12th grade student from CCSA. And we're about to do our intern questionnaire, future, school, life, and leadership. How you feeling, Ja-Neen?
Hello, I'm feeling good.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Right. So So let's get into the question. What motivates you to keep going when things get tough?
What motivates me to keep going when things get tough? I'd say two things motivate me. I'd say my environment motivates me, and the things that I want in life motivate me. And the reason I say my environment is like I lived in all types of neighborhoods and have been in all types of neighborhoods, and just seeing like what they look like and how things are there, how things are like there. I want to get out of that. I want to be someplace that truly reflects who I am as a person. Like, I live here in Chester right now, and Chester doesn't reflect, like, when people think of Chester, they don't think of intelligent people. They think of the dirty, they think of, like, horrible things, and I want to get out of that. I don't want to be associated with negative things in that sense. Bad things. Start over.
That's how you feel. You want you to be able to say how you feel, right? Why do you think people think of dirty things when they think of Chester?
I'd say because Chester has, like, a pretty bad reputation. Like,
does Chester really have a bad reputation, or is this the news that's spewed out about Chester bad? We've been doing Fusion Friday. Has it been a bad situation? There's been good people there, right?
Yeah.
There's been helpful people there, right? That's the energy that we need to give out to the community, right? The news will tell you that it's terrible down here, right? So people move out, then more people with more money come in and buy things, and now they own more things, right? But it's called gentrification, right? And we can't run from our neighborhood and think we're running to something better when we're running to something that doesn't even want to accept us as who we are, right? So when you think about who you are, right, your future, yes, it should be seen outward. You should be able to leave, but you should also come back and help your community grow. I stayed. I was a part of all the negative things that didn't help it grow. Then I said I wanted to change, right? I wanted to put communication at the beginning for the children so they could see it. Because you can't see what you can't be. You feel me? So now you see a radio station. Now you see communication. Now you're talking. Now you're interviewing. Now you're editing. Now you're podcasting. Now you're doing things that you weren't doing before, right? So, you can change it. You just got to see the things that are worth changing. You feel me? So, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I don't think anybody will be upset for your feelings. They're your feelings, right? It's just the city. I know you weren't born here. You feel me? So you're really not from Chester. You just moved here, right? So it's a different feeling, right? I was born in Brooklyn. I wasn't born here, but my family was. My mom was. She loved the city. My grandmother loved the city. My great-grandmother loved the city, right? And they were in the city when the city was doing a little bit better than it is doing now, right? So, that love for the city comes from me because it comes from my parents. You feel me? So I get it. I do. I understand it. But no, we're not. Those are your feelings. And stay inside your feelings. Understand where you feel. Next question. Have you ever had a teacher or mentor who really inspired you? What did they do?
A teacher or mentor that really inspired me. I'd say all my teachers have inspired me, honestly, because like every teacher has like a different experience and different things that they've seen and done. And a lot of teachers, like, they're always trying to share that out with their students, and they're always talking about their lives. Like, my English teacher, she talked about how it was her first year teaching, and she told us, like, it took her a while to get her degree because she didn't do, like, the straight 4 years through. At least she took, like, 2 gap years or something. So, like, different teachers have different things. My old math teacher, she went to the same high school that my older cousins went to, and graduated from there. And so I'd say, like, all my teachers come from different backgrounds and different places and experience different things. And so they always just, like, show me a different side to life or different parts, I'd say. Yeah. If you have a teacher that came maybe from Canada and might tell you like the difference between living in Canada versus living here in America. And it'd be like, oh, wow. I've even had, when I did my internship last summer with a company, one of the members was talking about how he had been to Canada because he's asking me about what I plan to do when I graduate for the summer. And I was like, oh, I might take a little work road trip. And he was like, oh, if you do that, I really recommend you going to Canada because it has really pretty sights and it's really nice. So I'd say, like, anyone I've worked with and all my teachers, like, they bring all different kinds of insights and learning experiences for me.
When you think about learning experiences, you know, what are the biggest things that you're looking for when you have a teacher?
Learning experiences. I'd say relatability, because if you have a teacher who's never suffered like you have, who has suffered more than you have, like maybe your teacher comes from a gated community somewhere in the suburbs and doesn't understand what it means to struggle or suffer from like overcrowding in your house or any other struggles you're going through, and they see you and they just think that you're a bad student or you're just acting out, but in reality you need help and that's your way of crying out for help. Or vice versa, you might come from the suburbs and your teacher might not, and they might experience different things. And so like I'd say how well you can relate to your teacher. I'm not saying like, oh, we both have the same background so we cool. I'm saying like maybe having something that you both experience. It could just be one thing, like maybe you both experienced a hurricane once or twice, or got stuck, or your flight was delayed, or when you watch Final Destination, like you had nightmares for weeks. Like having someone that you can relate to and talk to about things, especially with a teacher, is very important, especially since schools like to push that, oh, you can come to us whenever, we're here for you. Like if you don't have that connection and that relatability with that teacher or any teacher or any adult in your life, you're going to struggle a lot, and that's going to cause a lot of problems, and you might not be good at building relationships that well. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. Have you ever been a part of a community project, team, or a cause, and what was that like?
So last year I did Justice in Education, or JIE. It was a little organization that was sponsored through the Children's First, through company Children's First. And for that, what we did was we basically just campaigned for better funding for schools so that schools can do more things. And it was very interesting, to say the least. I didn't expect it to go as far as it did. I thought it was going to be one of those school project group organizations that's strictly just in school. Like you make like a little YouTube video and it just gets uploaded on the school YouTube or something, or school page, or like maybe you make some posters that get hung up around the walls to encourage other students to do it. But we actually went out into the community and did things. We made a whole song and posted it. We talked to people that are in power, Congress and stuff, state senators, and we went to Harrisburg and participated in the whole protest. That was like the most active I've ever been in doing something that was school related and academic. And it felt pretty good. I liked it. It was really fun and really nice. And I'd say it opened the door and helped me get out of my shell more and do more things. Like the whole podcasting, Fusion Fridays. Like originally, if you told me about this like before JIE, I would probably have been like, maybe, it sounds nice. But after JIE and then experiencing my podcasting class with you, Mr. Bryce, I'd say like that really like made me decide that I want to do more.
Mm-hmm. You have to do more. You should want to do more, right? And if you can't get excited when you do more, then it's a problem, right? And then you got to look at yourself, right? What do you want? What do you see? What do you want to be a part of? And I'm just trying to give y'all kids something new to look at, right? a different viewpoint. Right? We're looking at the same situation, but I just need you to come up here on this cliff and look down and see like the love, the admiration, and the things that flow through our community, as opposed to seeing what someone else is telling you to say. Right? If you could give yourself, your younger self, one piece of advice, what would it be?
Ooh, one piece of advice. I'd say go out more. Go out more, make more friends, work on my communication, socialization skills, I'd say. Because it'll help me better on. Like, everyone has, like, a little bit of social anxiety. But I'd say for me, like, I absolutely avoid doing anything outside of my comfort zone. Like, this podcast, so out of my comfort zone, honestly. So typically, like, when it comes to, like, talking to people or trying to make connections, like, I normally just stick to the corner or maybe slightly raise my hand. Like, I do this. I'm trying to work on doing this. But, so I'd say, like, to my younger self, I'd say doing that. And most importantly, like, not let others, like, rain on your parade, I'd say. Don't let them raining on your parade bring you down. Because I say that happened a lot in school and stuff. Yeah, like, I was considered the weird kid and stuff at school. So a lot of people, whenever I said things, was like, just stop talking. Like, we don't like your ideas. And then someone might say the same thing, but because they're more like, just like, oh, that's a great idea.
Right.
So I'd say, like, telling my younger self, like, not to let that bring me down. Because I'd say that's affected me a lot.
You can't do that, right? And it's self-esteem, honestly. You got to know who you are. So who are you? Who is Ja-Neen? What does Ja-Neen like? What doesn't Ja-Neen like, right? If you're going to talk to your younger self, you're still your younger self, right? So, now is the time to just etch it in the stone about who you are, your principles, your morals, the things that you stand on, right? Because those are going to make you so much of a greater person when you get older if you start them now, right? So etch it in. Say what you like. Say what you don't like. Say what you want. Say what you don't want. You feel me? Say what you, all right, that I could possibly, if I, if the right situation comes up, yeah, that would be cool. But right now, no. You feel me? So that's something you can revisit later, right? And write in your journal, bro, right? Get a journal. You got a journal?
Yeah, I got many.
Right. Well, I was going to say I'll get you one, but if you got one, you feel me? Write in it, right? I got about 5 or 6. You feel me? I got a business journal. I got a personal journal. You feel me? I got a family journal. I got a kids journal. You feel me? Different things that I write in, you feel me, when I feel like I need to get it out. Because you can't always get it out to your parents. You can't always get it out to your friends. You feel me? Like, so learn to love yourself. And talk to yourself and look in the mirror and tell yourself how smart you are. Tell yourself you can do whatever you set foot, whatever you want to do. I can do this. Like, there's never a challenge that I can't meet. And then kind of review, go over it again, right? We should have did that with that podcast. So Ja-Neen has been here editing videos for the station, and we put a video out today. You feel me? And it's my fault. It's not hers. It's my fault. Blame it on me. I should have watched it first before I hit live to go. You feel me? And it was music on there, and it was a little too loud, right? And that's not your fault. That's my fault, because that's how things roll. They don't roll uphill; they roll downhill. So I'm the first. I'm standing in front of you. I get hit first. So I take the blame. I should have listened to it, but it was good, right? And I thank you for all the work you've done over the summer, all the help that you've given, the interviews that you're doing. I just say keep dreaming, right? Don't let nobody get in your way. Last question, then we're getting out of here. Do you think leadership is something you're born with or something you can learn, and why?
I think it's something you learn, because a lot of people aren't born to be leaders. It's something that they've learned from watching those around them. It's something they've seen on TV. Like, tons of people, when you put on a kids show and you ask someone what they want to be, oh, I want to be a cop, or I want to be a superhero like Captain America or Iron Man or Superman. Like, it's something you learn from viewing and watching those around you and how they act. So I'd say like if you're around people who don't take, oh my God, my mind's blanking on the word.
If you're around people that don't take
What is the word?
leadership, who don't take what? Accountability?
Not accountability. Accountability goes into leadership. Who don't push themselves forward, who don't decide to go that extra mile to lead others when they're lost and confused and need help, the chances of you like deciding to take on that role and being a leader are slim to none, honestly. Like I'd say me and my siblings, we became leaders because it was something that we were taught and something we learned from our parents leading. Anywhere we go that people know our parents, they tell us how great they are. They tell us how smart they are, how amazing, how funny, how cool they are. And so that's something me and my siblings have learned, and we carry that with us everywhere. We carry that with pride, knowing that our parents were leaders, and we know that if we become leaders with them, that we're also doing them a justice. Mm-hmm. So it's something you learn, something that those around you teach you. If your parents or maybe teachers, school, friends, you don't see anyone in your life being a leader, you might not decide to be a leader. And being a leader, it's very difficult to learn that because tons of people get clowned on for it. If you decide you want to be the odd one out and be the one no in the millions of yeses for something, people are going to look at you sideways. They're going to say things. They're going to mumble. You're going to get bullied and laughed at and pointed at and ridiculed for it. And even if your reasoning sounds right to you, it makes sense, other people will always find ways to make it sound like your reasoning is dumb. Or it'll be like, oh, that's such a dumb idea. What are you talking about? And it's like, no, I know what I'm talking about. Like, when you try to be a leader, it's so hard when you have those around you who are not leaders and who are trying to bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's something you learn. And it's not something you're born with. I mean, there are a few cases where some people are born with leadership. Like, don't get me wrong. I believe people can be born with leadership. I'm just saying it's more of a thing that you learn than it is something that you're born with.
Come on.
It's like a product of your environment type of thing.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to be a proper leader, right? 'Cause, like when I say it all the time, right? What you see, you can be, right? So if you see leadership in your mom, then you can be a leader. If you see leadership in your dad, then you can be a leader, right? A lot of us, we don't get that opportunity because our parents are busy, they're working, they're just living, right? And they're not really trying to make sure the next generation understands who they are. And then we have different family dynamics that switch up what children are able to see and witness. So I tell you, if you have a leader, if you have someone in front of you and you find them interesting, ask questions, right? Because nothing happens if you don't ask the question, all right? So thank you, Ja-Neen. I appreciate you, man. I'm going to miss you, but I'll see you this school year, right? So have a good rest of your summer.
Thank you. Bye.
What's your name, bro?
My name is Nasai.
What's your name?
My name is Kai.
Stay in front of the microphone. Come a little closer.
Today I'm going to be asking you some questions.
Good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself in 5 years. I see myself graduating trade school and having a successful life.
What motivates you to keep going when things get tough?
Money.
What career or life goals are important to you right now?
Graduating high school.
If you could create your dream job, what would it look like?
Having a business. Construction company.
What's one challenge you faced that changed you for the better?
Failing my driver test.
Re-ask the question.
What challenge you faced that changed you for the better?
Failing my driver test.
That's the end of the questions. Now hold, end it. Say all right. Thank you for sitting here.
Thank you for answering all the questions.
We out.
We out.
It's your boy JP back here interviewing Zayon Taylor, student from CCSA. And today I'm going to be asking them 5 intern questionnaire questions. Introduce yourself again.
My name's Zayon.
All right, bet. We're going to get started. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I see myself working a nice little job. You feel me? Having a nice little car. And just looking for a nice crib.
Okay. What career or life goals are most important to you right now?
Career, life goals. I'm trying to be wealthy.
Wealthy. What's one thing you've learned from a mistake you made?
Trusting everybody. Everybody ain't your mans.
Yeah, nah, I definitely feel that. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I could give my younger self one piece of advice. Have fun. Like,
Have fun.
feel me?
Have fun, that's all?
Yeah.
Bet. Who is a leader you looked up to and what makes them stand out?
My dad. The leader I looked up to was my dad because, like, just the way he moved.
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
That's crazy.
There we go, man. All 5 questions right there. It's your boy JP. We out.
My name Makai Strand, and we got here today with Nasai. We asking him some questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself in 5 years wealthy. Rapping probably still. And feel me, going to school to get a good work.
What's your rap goals?
My rap goals. My rap goals is to really blow up for real. One song that just blow me up.
What motivates you to keep making music?
Keep making music. For real, I just like to do it for fun. So I just do it.
If you can create your dream job, what would your dream job be?
My dream job, I probably get a studio built. Feel me? Start my own label.
All right, what's one challenge you faced that you changed for the better?
One challenge I face, I change for the better. I don't really know right now.
All right, how would you define a good leader?
Define a good leader: loyalty, honesty. Feel me? Be they self when we get around other people. Feel me? Got something going for themselves. Always want to help others. I say that's a leader.
All right, we signing out.
That was our youth, man. Our youth answering to a questionnaire. Like I said, we have other podcasts, we have other things that we did this summer, but that was real. So you get a look at them and how they view things. I don't want any judgment towards our children because they're still growing, right? And if you have any judgment, then I guess that goes to show where you are. These children are seeds. We have to put them in the ground. We have to water. We have to make sure they get enough sun. To make sure they get the right opportunities, right? We need to motivate them, push them, believe in them, pray for them, right? You have to be who we wanted when we were kids. Think back to when you were a kid and you were doing things, you might have sounded just like them. If it was a microphone in front of your face when you were younger, what would you have said? Now that you're older, you have life experiences, you look at things differently. So I want to thank all the children that were here. Like I said, Ja-Neen, Zayon, Damaj, Tavion, Xavier, Makai, Nasai, JP. You feel me? That was crazy, having another kid in here named Jean-Pierre, right? We was running through that. And then when my son comes, I call him JP. So JP, they both picked their head up, right? It was crazy. But I felt good this summer, right? Even though things weren't moving the way I wanted them to move. I felt good being able to get the kids a place to come in the morning, a place to sit, a place to talk. We even had a couple friends from high school come through here that weren't getting paid, that were just willing to be around them, right, while they were in here working. So, Nasai wants to open his own studio, right? What's wrong with that? He has a dream, right? If there's anybody out there that raps, you feel me, and has space or want to show him how he can have his own studio in his own house, I got a basement here. I told him, I said, bro, if you get everything, you could go down there in the basement. It's just high school kids. Like, I'm not worried about that. But to give them somewhere safe where someone is there to watch their back while they continue to create, boy, I can change their world. I can change their life, right? So, and that's really all I want, honestly. That's really all I want. I did the money thing. I chased it. And it didn't do anything for me. It didn't change how people viewed me. It didn't change how people respected me, right? It allowed me to do more, but it didn't change anything. So this last year of quitting my jobs and focusing more on the radio station and what we give and what we say and what we do has changed me, right? Because you got to deal with you seriously before you can help anybody else. So I want to thank the kids for coming through. I want to thank their parents for allowing them to come through. I want to thank Chester Education Foundation for paying the kids to come through here and help me at Fusion Fridays and also help me learn a little bit more about the youth, right? Because if you're trying to help, you got to learn more about them. You can't think you're just going in to help and giving them what they want, giving them what you want to give them. You got to make sure you're giving them what they want, what they need, what they find to be important. Again, be on the lookout for these podcasts, man. They'll be out here. Speak the Change, Lead with Heart. Ja-Neen Slaughter speaks to nonprofits and individuals in our community about growth, about understanding, about identity, about love, about hope, about all of these things. And voices of the next generation, right? I'm trying to get the guys to come back, give me a Saturday, you feel me? No, they will, because they're getting paid throughout the school year to come through here and do a podcast, and they can bring in some people. They can interview some people. They can talk to some people. And if you feel like you want to help these young men, if you feel like you want to help these students, not just the young men, the students, you feel me? See their goals a little bit clearer, because it's murky right now. It should be. They're young. They're very young. You feel me? Yes, they'll be graduating, some this year coming up, some in the following years, right? But still, right? They're young, which means they can be shown, they can be talked to, they can be held, right? It's when they leave school, it's when they're out there in the world where they get these prickly, they like cactuses. You don't want to grab a cactus. Right now, they don't have any thorns. So you can reach out to them, you can talk to them, you can mold them, you can help them, you can show them. And we should want to do that. There shouldn't be a person in this city that doesn't want to do that. Yeah. CMPradio.net. So much I want to say, bro, but I'm not going to say it. All right. Today is Friday. Today is Fusion Friday, man. Please stop through. Please come out and see the resources that we have. Please come out and see what we're doing for the city, what we're doing for our children, what we're showing the community that, we can't just do it alone. I've never wanted to do this alone. But if that has to happen, it has to happen. So, yeah, if you want a podcast, if you want to come through the radio station, if you want to talk, if you want to build, if you want to communicate, if you want to show people how to get it done, man, come to the radio station. If you want to be interviewed, hit me up, info@cmpradio.net, or call my phone, 484-802-2383. Major shout out to the Concrete, man. I did an interview with him a couple weeks ago, man. He just released that joint. Check that joint out, right? It's real. It's real. And major shout out to everyone out there talking. Everyone out there expressing how they feel. There's nothing wrong with you expressing it, as long as you're not looking to hurt anybody. There's nothing wrong with you talking, as long as you're not willing to cuss anybody out. And save the judgment for later, because you're not God. No one is. It's CMPradio.net. It's your boy, Uncle P, man. This was the Cultivating Mature Positivity Podcast. And I love you on purpose. Peace.